boom when we went into the lockdown. Instead, we're seeing a boom in divorces. The unexpected results of a surprising new study.
Buyer beware. We all love a bargain, but is that low price too good to be true? We take a look at dollar discount stores and when items really are a steal and when the stores might be stealing your money. The secret to success. The greatest of all time, Tom Brady credits his diet with helping him win Super Bowls. So what does he eat? You may be surprised, especially by the desserts. And it's a Valentine's Day victory. We have your gift guide to the local best gifts to make sure your Valentine will swoon. What's New starts right now.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
And a very good hello to all of you in Northeast Ohio. Welcome to another Monday installment of What's New. Thanks so much for watching the program. Hope you had a great weekend. Alongside Betsy Kling, I'm Jay Crawford. Betsy, a very good Monday afternoon to you. Did you enjoy the Super Bowl?
Hi there, Jay. Yeah, I did. Had some meatloaf at Mom and Dad's. It was all good. Watched the game. How you feeling today?
Pretty good. I wish it was a better game. I don't like blowouts. I really didn't have a dog in the fight. I wanted it to be close. But maybe next year, our Browns will be in it.
I always chuckle because I remember back to when they were talking about making the Monday after Super Bowl a national holiday so everybody could have the day off.
Yeah, still people are talking about that. Yeah. I've got a solution to that, by the way. I'll share that with you later in the program. Okay. All right, we begin today at 5 with hope for new life in part of Cleveland. Demolition started at Irishtown Bend today. That sits between the Cuyahoga River and West 25th Street in Ohio City. This is the first step towards creating a new Metro Park space that will connect trails from Cuyahoga Valley National Park all the way to Lake Erie. Brandon Simmons spent the day following this story. Brandon, this is no small task.
Yeah, no, not simple at all. You would think creating a park full of green space would be easy. You just plant some grass seed, right? Tear stuff down. But there's a lot more to it than you think. This land is basically sliding toward the river and will need some serious engineering magic in order to fix that. Now, Land Studios, the nonprofit organization, is partnering with the Metro Parks to turn it into a 23-acre park that would extend from the sidewalk of West 25th Street all the way to the river's edge. But first, of course, they had to get rid of the buildings at the top end of that hillside. Now, another problem they have to deal with, the land is sliding down toward the river, and the Port Authority is working on a plan that will likely cost tens of millions of dollars to shore up that hillside so that this project that the Metro Park wants to do can move forward in the coming years. Now, one thing it has done, planners say it will be a hub that Greater Cleveland's trail system will be enjoyed by everyone.
You're going to have like 5 regional trails that will all come right here. You'll be able to go down to the national park here, get to Edgewater and Lake Erie from here. Sort of a Grand Central Station of trails within itself.
Now, this is indeed the final piece of the Lake Link Trail that is years in the making. Northeast Ohio's park system, of course, is one of the top in the country, and this would be the icing on the cake, so to speak, when it's all finished. Now, this is just step one, of course, Jay. The project will take years to complete, and it's most likely dependent on how quickly the port can get that hillside stabilized. But as you can see, the project is headed in the right direction so far.
Yep, it certainly is. Green space near downtown is never a bad idea. That will take one massive retaining wall, but I'm betting they make it beautiful. Brandon Simmons, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Now on your feet at 5, today's new coronavirus case count is the lowest one-day total in more than 3 months. Here are the numbers. The state reporting 1,926 new cases. That's a decrease of 212 from yesterday's number. And you'll note that these numbers are far lower than they were even a week ago, and particularly from 2 weeks ago. But the last time we had a daily case count that low, you have to go all the way back to November 4th. Our other key data points, positivity rate inched up a bit at 6.6%. Hospitalizations, which have been trending down in a major way, did kick up a few to go back over 2,000. And deaths also up from yesterday's total, which was only 7. Sadly, 36 more Ohioans have lost their lives due to complications of COVID-19.
Well, as the COVID vaccine rollout continues, a lot of you have been hearing about some side effects, and you have a lot of questions about that. So, of course, we go for the answers, and that means we turn to senior health correspondent Monic Robins. Monica, you've been doing some digging on the side effects that people are starting to experience a little bit. The first one, I have to be honest, it sounded really scary when I started to hear about it, but you say chill out.
Yeah. Absolutely, Beth. So I'm going to talk about mammograms. But gentlemen, listen up because it pertains to you as well. Not that you're going to need a mammogram anytime soon. But doctors have been noticing swollen lymph nodes on mammograms of women who recently were vaccinated for COVID. So here's what you need to know. Keep in mind, lymph node swelling is a common response to this vaccine as your body is building its immune response to fight the virus. So don't be surprised if you feel a weird lump under your arm or near your armpit or even on your neck on the side that you were vaccinated. However, pay attention to it because most often it will decrease in a couple of weeks to even a couple of months in some people. But if it doesn't, you really need to see your doctor.
So we're seeing it occasionally. It's not everybody, but we are seeing it enough that we are asking everybody who has a mammogram if they've had the COVID vaccine, and if so, the date and what side.
So first and foremost, ladies, do not skip your mammogram if you're due for one. But if you get a call back for an ultrasound and you've recently been vaccinated, I don't want you to panic because this might be the reason for that call back, Bets.
All right, Monica. Now, in the saga that is Tim Kling getting his vaccine, I have been grilling him. How do you feel? You feel okay, Dad? Is your arm sore? You got the chills? Anything? And nope, I'm fine, just fine. So what about these other side effects that we keep hearing about and that I keep grilling my father about?
You know, a lot of people are they're complaining about the sore arms and the swelling after vaccination. So when you know it's time for your appointment, it's probably a good idea to plan ahead for a day where you can take it easy and rest and stay hydrated. Here's what else people are saying.
Nasal congestion, sniffle-like very transient sort of symptoms for the day off. And also fatigue. I think people are getting really, really tired. And so the forward planning, definitely as the CDC is saying, you can take Tylenol ibuprofen after to counter your symptoms.
So again, take those pain relievers after you get vaccinated, not before. And most people are saying those ickier feelings, yeah, that's a science term, those ickier feelings come after the second dose. That's when you might experience 24 to 36 hours of low-grade fever and flu-like symptoms. So again, plan ahead for a day of rest and do not be surprised if you don't feel so well, but bear in mind, it's not going to last. And remember, after each dose, it takes your body a couple of weeks to build up that immune system to fight the virus. So you're not 100% protected. You still have to follow those guidelines even after you get vaccinated.
Yeah, I get those icky feelings after I had a flu shot, too. So it's kind of that same thing, and we'll mutter through. Yeah. That's what we always do. Monica, as always, thank you for the answers that you are able to give us. Appreciate it. Well, everybody, you know, turning directions now. If you didn't see it, hopefully you have a chance to go back and watch or look at your screen right now because there it is. Our Browns may not have made it to the big game, but Ohio was represented in those planes yesterday at the Super Bowl. You may not have seen it live. I did. The trifecta of Air Force bombers during the national anthem. Well, the pilot leading that flyover in the B-2 stealth bomber, Captain Sarah Kashuba. She's based in Missouri now, but everybody, that's right, she's a Cleveland area girl and an alumna of the University of Dayton. And Jay, another really cool fact, that was a really phenomenal thing to watch and see. And when it went over, I was so excited to tell my girls there's a woman flying that really cool triangular plane that is super, super awesome. But she's flown over 90 combat missions. She has more than 1,700 hours of flying in 5 different aircraft. So she is one that is just the pride and joy of Northeast Ohio. We all can identify and be so excited about her.
And what an honor for her. And also yesterday, it was the first time that there was ever a female official.
Yes.
Officiating the game. So it was kind of nice to see. And that's always a goosebump moment for me. Whether I'm live in the stadium or I see it on TV, the flyovers always elicit a pretty strong emotion for many of us. Coming up on What's New, dollar stores have a cult following for their amazing deals, but some prices may just be too good to be true. Our experts are going to tell us what you should and should not buy from a dollar store.
Plus, he won a record 7th Super Bowl last night. What fuels quarterback Tom Brady's success? Would you believe it's ice cream? If that's all it takes, I am so a Super Bowl quarterback. It's amazing.
I should have won 20 by now.
I mean, come on, we got this, right? Well, we have the details, some of the finer print items about his winning diet.
And Matt Wintz, a very good Monday to you. Tell us about the forecast. What's coming up?
Well, hi there, Jay. Hi, everybody. We've got more snow on our way. We've been locked into this cold over the last couple days. Live look at the CSU cam right now, and you can see, those clouds are building back in, and that's all out ahead of this system pushing in tonight. This will bring in area-wide accumulating snow. We'll let you know how much and what you can expect for that morning commute and beyond coming up.
Welcome back to What's New. If you've been watching us for any time, you know that every Monday here is Money Monday. We give you tips to help you financially. And if you're counting your pennies, you're probably a fan of the dollar stores. While they can be great for many items, not surprisingly, they've also been criticized for the quality of their products. In fact, some have even been called dangerous. So, consumer investigator Danielle Serino sought out the people who know dollar stores better than anyone to see whether they offer deals or duds.
Whether it's Dollar General, Dollar Tree, or its sister store, Family Dollar, these just-a-buck businesses have a cult following.
If we're looking for something in particular, then I'll hit 3 or 4 on the way home.
Mary even started a Facebook group called Dollar Tree Dames because she loves the deals.
Sometimes they have clearance, so you can get things for a quarter or 50 cents.
But not everyone's sold on the discounts, according to the food website Mashed.
While you're bound to find great deals in pretty much any dollar store, you may also find yourself getting totally scammed.
They cite investigations from multiple consumer groups, which allege these cheap products will end up costing you.
Is every item in their store good for consumers? Probably not. But guess what? That's the same situation in Walmart, in Target, in Bloomingdale's. It does not matter.
Electronics and batteries are under fire with claims that some products have fake or missing UL safety labels and that their batteries can leak. Mary says she's never had an issue with either.
If I'm buying Dollar Tree batteries, I am not expecting them to last very long. So majority of the time I'm buying them because I need them in a pinch, or you want to include a set of batteries with a Christmas gift because you just want to have that child play with it.
Which takes us to toys. According to some watchdog groups, many break, causing choking hazards or have toxins.
2, 1.
It's why Mary says she sticks to brand names. Toxicity has also been an issue with some of their vitamins or over-the-counter medicines, coming from unsafe factories in China, according to the FDA. Although the problem's not just with discounters.
Did you know that 95% of the vitamin C that is being sold in the U.S. is actually manufactured in China?
Swell.
Less than 2% are regulated by FDA.
Finally, while not a danger, size seems to matter here. While many of the food products are cheaper, it's because some packages are not as big as in the supermarket.
No, it's not. It's not. But honestly, you can find family-sized boxes of Post cereals there. And if you do have a coupon, once again, that big family-sized box of cereal now went down to 75 cents or 60 cents, depending on your coupons.
So it seems the deal with dollar stores all comes down to expectations.
Like any other store or like any other place we go to, we have to do our due diligence and we have to do our research. Not everything in the dollar store is a bargain. So it really depends on what you're expecting to get.
In response to our story, the company that owns Dollar Tree and Family Dollar said in part that an independent study last year ranked Dollar Tree the 9th most loved brand in America, and that in the current environment, value and convenience are more important than ever, and we want to be part of the solution. Dollar General did not respond to our request for comment. I'm Danielle Serino, 3 News.
All right, Danielle, thanks. Now, after we finished the story, Dollar General decided they would give us a statement. They said the company disagrees with the premise and claims raised in the Mashed article, which it believes are misleading. The statement went on to say, we are committed to providing safe, quality products that either meet or exceed applicable safety guidelines. We have their full statement on WKYC.com.
Well, Jay, while you were tidying that up, I've been looking up low temperatures from this morning around Northeast Ohio. Cleveland started the day at 9. Worcester made it to 4. Ashtabula started at 7. And the good numbers aren't done yet.
Cold's here to stay.
Yeah.
Matt, you can tell us more about that. And while you do, your weather word today is record. Because we've been talking a lot about sports records lately with Tom Brady smashing just about every Super Bowl record that exists. I don't know if we're going to have record cold temperatures, but try to work that word into your forecast if you can.
Yeah, Betsy, I wish you would have given me the heads up on this. I would have just showed the almanac and gone over that. But, we'll work it in a harder way for sure. Yeah, we got this. Jay, this isn't any record territory. This is cold. This is part and parcel for this time of year. I was trying to find some kind of number, with the stretch of days below 25, whatever that happens to be. And it all kind of goes hand in hand with this time of year. Again, we may start to approach the 8th longest streak of 25 degrees or below, but we've got to get there through next week. And it does look like we are going to approach that territory. And yeah, it's cold anywhere you put it. But this is actually the warmest we've been right now since, believe it or not, Friday night. How about that? Temperatures finally up into the low 20s today. This is bonus territory. If you have not stepped outside for some reason, this is certainly the time to do it. Soak it in. Temperatures generally in the 20s right now. And that's because we're throwing moisture in the atmosphere. Moisture helps to hold some heat, relatively speaking, so that's why we're warming up. The winds are also a warming wind out of the east-southeast right now, out ahead of the system pushing in. And you can see the wind chills. Yeah, they're cold, but compared to where we were, especially the last couple days below zero, we're certainly feeling a little bit more mild. So that real core of the cold air happened this morning. We're going to start to moderate over the next couple days, pretty much where we are now. So wind chills are manageable through tonight and tomorrow morning as compared to where we were this morning. But I mentioned we're throwing moisture in this. So what's happening in terms of the big picture? We've got this big old bucket of cold air. This is the polar vortex. It dislodges from the North Pole all over the world, happens to be in our part of the world now, and along that southern periphery of that Arctic air where it meets just the cold air, you get these fast-moving storm systems with these quick hits of snow, and that's what we have working in here once again tonight. You can see we've got some snow starting to develop, a lot of this not reaching the ground yet with that dry air, but it will tonight, and I think we've got an area-wide accumulating snow that'll overspread northeast Ohio. Right now we're watching some light, fluffy flakes. They've been going out east, stretching from Medina back towards Richland County. We may see this band hold over the nighttime hours, and that may where we get some of the heavier snowfall totals. But in terms of winter weather advisories, warnings, we've got advisories, Tuscarawas and Carroll counties. This goes through tomorrow morning. That's where we're expecting the slipperiest to travel and the most in terms of the accumulating snow. So here we go, your National Design Mart hour-by-hour forecast. Snow overspreading the areas we go throughout the evening. Temperatures will hold near 20 tonight, so not all that cold. And look at tomorrow morning for that rush hour. This isn't going to be a heavy snow. It'll be light to moderate, but all of it's going to stick with these cold temperatures, our frozen ground, so we are likely to have some slippery surfaces tomorrow morning. Eventually tomorrow afternoon, we'll start to clear things out. We'll turn to perhaps some lake effect snow tomorrow evening, but all in all, this system comes in and it heads out pretty quickly. How much snowfall are we talking? I think a general 1 to 3 inches off towards the north, 2 to 4 down towards the south, especially that advisory territory. That's where we're going to see some of the heavier snow around here tonight. And in terms of the Arctic air, boy, are we stuck in it. You can see as we go through time, this expansive coverage will not just sink south, but as we go into next weekend, we could be talking record territory down towards Texas, as much of the United States will be covered in this. Union Home Mortgage 7-day forecast, 20s the next couple days with on and off snow chances. On into Valentine's Day, though, this Sunday, that's when that cold air is going to hit round 2 as it looks right now. No. Betsy will fine-tune that and talk about those snow chances later this week.
Poor
it's
Jay.
It's going to be cold, though, isn't it?
Jay just shouted, -1.
Will -1 be a record?
No. Not even close. No, not even close.
I don't think so.
Oh, my. Yeah. Well, I don't want to be near record territory then.
No. All right, Matt, we'll catch up with you again in just a few minutes. I got to try and bring Jay off the ledge here, man. It's winter. It always happens.
I'm not leaving my house next Monday.
Right? It's all good. All right. Thanks, Matt. Coming up, they call him the greatest of all time, the GOAT. So what is Super Bowl champ Tom Brady's secret to success? Somebody said something about desserts. Yeah. How about ice cream? But it's not just any ice cream, of course. We do have the recipe, though.
It sounds pretty gross, I'll be honest.
I've had something close to it.
And later, the special delivery that has this pup wagging his tail every single day. Trust us, this is worth the watch. Why is he doing this? I think you can tell if you look in the background.
There we go.
I think we knew this was going to happen tonight, didn't we?
Yeah, I think we did. I think we did. He is the GOAT, no question about it. Tom Brady now has a record 10 Super Bowl appearances, 7 Super Bowl wins, and a remarkable 5 Super Bowl MVPs. I did some digging, though, and I came up with 5 more Brady fast facts that are just as impressive. Brady by himself has won more Super Bowl titles than every NFL franchise. Tom versus the league, Tom wins. Tom has won 4 Super Bowls, Betsy. After his 37th birthday, no quarterback has won more for their entire career.
+1 for the old guys.
+1 for the old guy. Brady has thrown for 3,000 yards now in his 10 Super Bowl appearances. That means he's averaging 300 yards per Super Bowl. That's the bar of excellence. If you throw for 300 yards in a game, that's excellent. He's averaging that for Super Bowls. Brady is now the record holder as the oldest AFC player and the oldest NFC player to throw a pass in a Super Bowl game. And finally, Tom is the only quarterback to lead both an AFC team and an NFC team to Super Bowl wins. Wow.
Yeah. Well, hey, let's face it. You don't become an elite athlete like that just based on luck. There's a little effort that goes into it. And one of the things that Brady attributes to his success is his highly restrictive diet. Doggone it. Why does it have to be restrictive?
I know.
According to Men's Health, 80% of what he eats is fruits and vegetables. See, your mother was right. 20% of his diet is also protein. But the thing that gets people talking the most each year is his avocado ice cream. He claims it is just as good as the real thing. It is made with avocado, raw cashews, coconut meat, dates, and raw cocoa powder, and a little bit of water in there. I bet it is good. I've had avocado pudding that I thought was very delicious.
It might be okay, but just as good, Bets?
Well,
come on.
It's no Strickland's. I'll put that out there.
By the way, I tried the diet of Ho-Hos and Twinkies, and that didn't work for me. So Tom's right, and he knows how to do it.
But you are elite as far as Ho-Ho and Twinkie athletics goes.
I can crush a box of Twinkies.
We watched your baseball games. We know.
All right, it is time for our Worth the Watch. It's a good one, too. This one should make everyone smile. A dog and its mail carrier have a very special relationship. Every day, Catherine, the mail lady, brings this friendly fella dog treats. And Betsy, as you can tell by the jumping and the tail wagging, Lux is very happy to see her. He knows what's about to go down.
Oh, my God.
It's treat time.
Those wiggles. It's fantastic. The camera almost can't even keep up with it.
I read a study today, Bets, and this is a fascinating fact. When you say I love you to a dog, the dog's heartbeat increases 40%.
Aww.
40%.
They know who loves them.
They know what those words mean.
Little scratch does a good thing. All right. Well, here's what's coming up in the next half hour for us here on What's New. When the pandemic started, everyone predicted a baby boom. But it's a boom in divorces that have happened. We have the results of an eye-opening new study.
And here's a tip on staying married. Don't forget Valentine's Day. That is 6 days from now. And if you're still looking for that perfect gift for your Valentine, we have some great ideas that are all local. Okay, let me, I'm going to hook it onto my jacket here, and then we'll give it a try. Okay, how's that? Better? Test 1, 2, check 1, 2. I'm going to clip it onto my belt, where I always do, and then I'll button my jacket.
Can I see this?
Sure.
Keep me apprised of how much timeout we have.
I think we have a minute and a half, minute. We're doing a full NASCAR pit stop, new tires and fuel. All right, we're good to go. New antenna in place, new microphone on. Yeah, I know. It always sounds good in the commercial break. Okay, so now my jacket is buttoned as it was. And check 1, 2. Welcome back to What's New. Today is Monday. Happy Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. Testing 1, 2. Test, test, test. I'm hearing it too. Okay. I'll put it right there. Check 1, 2. Welcome back to What's New. Happy Monday. The Super Bowl was an interesting football game. Big blowout. Then maybe, I don't know why that would. It's where it always is. On my belt.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
Welcome back to What's New. Happy Monday to everybody.
Today is also National Football Hangover Day. We talked about this. It should be a holiday, right? Although after last night's game, it was kind of like,
Yeah, I think a lot of people may have turned it off because it was such a blowout. Betsy, there is a movement. It's been underway for about a decade or so to make the Monday after the Super Bowl a national holiday. It's never really gained any traction, but here's my proposal. Move the Super Bowl back 1 week and problem solved. Next Monday is President's Day. So you move the game back a week, which we've done many times.
True.
Used to be played in December. Now it's all the way in February. And boom, there's your problem.
Yeah, but they have to adjust the whole season, but
move it back 1 week.
They can handle it.
I think it would work. All right, we begin at 5:30 with 3 things you need to know. Tomorrow starts the second impeachment hearing against former President Donald Trump. His attorneys are denying that he incited the deadly attack that took place at the U.S. Capitol last month. They also argue that it is unconstitutional to try a president after he's left office. Senators will vote first on that issue tomorrow, but the Democratic majority has the votes to move the trial ahead. On Wednesday, each side will have 16 hours to make its case. It is almost a certainty he will be acquitted.
And Strongsville police are investigating a drive-by shooting that happened in broad daylight on Pearl Road near Valley Parkway around noon today. Police say a woman was driving with 2 children in the car going southbound on Pearl when another driver pulled up on the right side and fired several bullets at her vehicle. The victim called police saying she and the 2 others in the car were injured. The initial report states there was a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old in that car. All 3 were taken to the hospital with thankfully non-life-threatening injuries, and they are receiving further treatment.
And some good news on the fight against COVID-19. National infections down 20% just from last week. And we told you last week they were down 50% over the span of a month. Hospital admissions also down 17%. With the lower numbers, some states are relaxing COVID restrictions. It's expected Ohio will lose its curfew later this week. But the CDC director says we cannot let our guard down just yet. We are still dealing with variants of the virus.
Well, now we go to our top talker. When the pandemic first began, we kept hearing there would be a big baby boom coming. I mean, that's what everybody was thinking, right? Well, what ended up happening is actually a baby bust. And it turns out there have been more breakups and divorces during this time. Well, Ewick has the story.
The pandemic has caused a lot of stress on relationships.
Many experts anticipated all this locked-in, cooped-up alone time for couples to lead to a baby boom. We've now learned that hasn't been the case. And Dr. Susan Albers of the Cleveland Clinic says it's because too much quality time isn't always a good thing.
The financial strain, being home together 24/7, the general stress and anxiety in the world. This has been a tough time for couples.
The American Family Survey just released was one of the first looks into family dynamics since the pandemic began, and found, unsurprisingly, that it's increased stress and tension in a lot of relationships, with 8% of the participants saying the pandemic has made them more likely to break up or get a divorce.
If your relationship was already strained or rocky, this pandemic often pushed people towards really thinking about what was important in their relationship and making some tough decisions.
The flip side of that coin is that a lot of couples have found this time has brought them closer together and bonded over their common struggles. But either way, Albers says this pandemic has affected every relationship, and the repercussions may not all be seen for a while.
It changed every dynamic, from the amount of time we spent together to how we communicate and how we deal with things.
Her advice: work at it. Find new hobbies to do together. Make sure to communicate and find ways to show appreciation. Also, as hard as it can be, find some time apart.
We need some alone time from our spouse to recharge our batteries. Help them carve out that time. Encourage them to spend some time on their own, and then you can rejoin and regroup later.
The survey also found the number one determining factor was how people felt appreciated, whether or not they were pushed closer together during this pandemic or separated a little bit apart and moved apart, and whether or not it's a relationship between couples or friendships. Dr. Albers says that's the number one thing every day. Find something, even if it's small, to tell the other person, this is what I appreciate about you. So with that in mind, Betsy, I really appreciate how accurate your forecasts always are.
Let's hope they're more accurate and a whole lot warmer coming up, so everybody can get their alone time and maybe take some walks and blow off some steam outside. That's some really good insight you found there, Will. Do appreciate that report. Thank you very much. Boy, you know, I think a lot of folks really were kind of thrown for a loop when that whole lockdown happened. And now you're trying to figure out work and school, and there's so many different variables that changed so quickly. And I think by maybe about December, early January, people had finally figured it out. And now we're looking at the end of this whole thing coming up in the next few months, hopefully, when the weather starts to turn, and maybe that'll help a lot of folks out.
I think our baby boom, Bets, is going to happen post-pandemic. I do. A lot of couples have wanted to have babies,
right,
but they're afraid to bring a baby into the world at this time. My only granddaughter was born during this pandemic, and it's a very stressful time. It really is. And also, we know birth rates are very closely tied to the economy, and we know that's been in the tank for...
You bring up a good point, Mr. J, because if we go back to that baby bust idea, the Brookings Institution says that they are saying we could see a dip from 2019 by about 300,000 fewer births.
Wow.
300,000 fewer births. Partly because people can't afford the baby, and partly because the thought of emotionally preparing for a baby right now is just too much. And I'm going to tell you what, don't scoff at that. There is a lot of prep emotionally that goes into bringing a life into the world. And I think sometimes, you know, especially first-time parents, they're like, oh, it's so great. And all their friends are like, no, just be ready for this. Be ready.
Yeah, it's a crazy time. And hopefully we will see a spike in births once this is all done. Still ahead on What's New, we're shopping local for Valentine's Day. 6 days, guys and gals. Gifts of all price ranges that might catch your eye, and they're local for the big day.
Then we're going to introduce you to a local girl who was on the field at the Super Bowl last night. And of course, we're going to take a look at the forecast. Matt, it wasn't exactly Tampa Bay kind of weather that you were talking about just a few minutes ago. I don't suppose you can find 70s anywhere, can you?
Is the ICU nurse manager.
All right, well. And as we head to break now, we have today's Black History Moment. Romney Smith highlights the first black man elected to Cleveland City Council.
In 1909, Thomas Fleming was elected to the Cleveland City Council. According to the Cleveland Public Library files, he was an advocate for appointing qualified black people to municipal jobs. And he's also well known for working against Ohio's Ku Klux Klan. Fleming served as a Republican on Cleveland City Council until 1929.
Hey, Al, welcome back to Monday. Bright and early, late in the day on this Monday. I'm like, what time is it? I don't know. Is it the nighttime? Is it the daytime? Thank you. Okay. Thanks.
Weathercast is packed lighter as a result, so.
All right, so I go back to my question. Matt, can you please find 70s somewhere in your forecast?
Yeah, Betsy, I'm going to give you the same answer I gave, even though my mic was off. No, I can't. No, I can't. I can't.
Thanks.
Southern Florida, I'll tell you, Florida, all of our snowbirds that are down there, they are going to hang on to the warmth. They're really the only part of the country. As we go into the weekend, this cold is going to go even farther south. It's going to encompass the West Coast as well. This is going to be a pretty incredible cold spell across a good portion of the U.S. But for us, we're on the southern periphery of it right now. That brings these snow systems in here. We've got another one tonight. Winter weather advisories out for our southeastern counties, Tuscarawas and Carroll counties tonight. I think we get slick everywhere, though, so don't let the winter weather advisory steer you clear as if, we're not going to have any conditions tonight. We certainly will as the snow continues to overspread. Generally, a light snow right now, seeing some heavier bursts out towards Sandusky, watching what's happening down towards the Mansfield-Belleville area as well. We may see that start to expand over the next couple hours, but the bigger picture, this is a quick little ripple in the jet stream here that's going to bring some decent light to moderate snow overnight tonight. May see a couple areas that get some heavier snow for a time being. Those will favor our southern communities, and I think a general 2 to 4 inches down there, 1 to 3 everyone else. But this is on the southern periphery of this very cold air mass that is expansive, and this thing is not going anywhere. In fact, it's going to continue to sink south as we go into the weekend. But for us, we're right on the edge of that. As we take you through time here with your wind chill forecast, notice how we're in the kind of manageable category here. We're in the teens and low 20s. Meanwhile, you get north and west of here the next 2 days. International Falls, the icebox of the country, they're going to be in the minus 20, minus 30 category. In fact, this morning, areas of North Dakota had wind chills as low as minus 50. That's where the serious cold is, although we are cold and we're going to stay pretty much where we're at. National Design Mart hour by hour forecast. Let's track that snow into the area. Here it comes overnight tonight, scattered at first, encompassing pretty much all of northeast Ohio overnight tonight. So that morning commute, the road treatment doesn't work really well when you've got temperatures in the low 20s and teens after our frozen ground. So we're likely going to have some pretty slippery travel tomorrow morning. Keep that in mind. And then as we head throughout the day, we'll eventually clear this out. Could see a little bit of lingering lake effect. Doesn't look like too good of a setup there, but eventually we're going to clear things out and chill down tomorrow evening after putting down a fresh coating of snow. And then things on Wednesday will start on the dry side, and we'll bring another system in here later on Wednesday from the south as these systems continue to come in. How much snow are we talking? Well, we're thinking maybe 1 to 3 off towards the north, heavier amounts down to the south, perhaps 2 to 4. This will be a very light, fluffy snow, so any wind that we have on top of that will easily blow it around, but that's also good for snow removal. Just take the old leaf blower out there or the broom. You should be okay. Look as we go through the next week or so. These systems come at us. Another one Wednesday, another one Thursday. None of them bringing big snows, but all of them bringing some snow as we remain on the southern periphery of that Arctic air. How much snow are we talking from here? Well, it could add up overall. Again, no big snows, but this is all going to add up right in that line where that southern periphery is. So what's that look like in terms of our forecasts here? Union Home Mortgage 7-day forecast. We're going to stay on the milder side of things over the next couple days in the 20s. There's our periodic snow. And then here comes our next hit of cold. Sunday and Monday looks like we'll be in the teens. And Jay, we're looking long term, and it still looks cold in the long term forecast. So this is really the meat and potatoes of our winter. We'll get out of this before we know it.
All right. Really long term, though, it's going to be nice. I'm always finding that silver lining. Really
June,
long
July
term.
looks great.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about right now. Betsy's saying, stick to the news, kid. All right, Valentine's Day, less than a week away. And according to Retail Me Not, 30% of consumers wait until that last minute to buy their special someone a gift. I would definitely be in that 30%. So today, the wardrobe consultant, Hallie Abrams, is sharing some gift ideas for men and women, and they are all from local businesses.
My friends at White Flower Cake Shop have amazing treats, like Totally Insane, this cake. And these are all things that you can go in and get in the case. There are other awesome things that you need to pre-order, but these are all things that will be available in the case. This serves 6 to 8 people. Look at the artistry there in this cake. And this is a 6-inch cake and it's $50. If you do not want to spend that much, they have macaroons and gorgeous cupcakes. These are $3 each. They have locations in Lyndhurst and in Solon, and they also offer curbside pickup. The second business I want to highlight, which I think would be an amazing Valentine's Day gift, is Sibling Revelry Brewery. And the reason is, clang, clang, that, again, supporting local, brothers and cousins that loved beer and microbreweries and wanted to bring it to Cleveland. So they have specials on their red ale, as well as this fun new one that I think just was released. And it's called Favorite Sister. And it's a hibiscus brew. So it sort of has a pink tint to it. So very on trend, on brand for Valentine's Day. So again, his and her beers. If you want to get fun little glasses to go with it that says drink local, these are from Laura of Pembroke. If you are into something that's less eating and drinking and something that's more tangible in terms of gifts, I do not know a woman that does not love something from Fount. Fount is husband and wife team. They were part of the LeBron James Cleveland Hustle TV show. And they have such incredible leather goods. One of their best sellers is the mini Belfield crossbody. It's great. You can fill it up with some, but not too much. And you can wear it hands-free as well. Whether it's for her or for him, one of the things I like to pair it with is their little Scout wallet. This, I believe, is $56. And it's a great way you can just have all of your essentials and go from bag to bag. This is $360 and comes in like 8 different colors. Going from less expensive gifts to rock star crazy amazing gifts. Not that the others aren't amazing. Alson Jeweler, which is a 4th generation Cleveland jeweler, loaned me these amazing earrings. Look at that. It's turquoise, pave diamonds, yellow gold by David Yerman. They are, I believe, $3,400. If you want to get something else or get something for him in that same price range is the Breitling. Ooh, the light's there. Look at how great that is. It's rubber. You can't ruin it. It's so fun. I have to say, it would look really good on a woman too.
Those are all great ideas. Not sure about the $3,400 earrings though. I think my wife would be mad at me if I did that. We have an entire Valentine's Day section on our website. You can find gift ideas, date night ideas, that's always great, recipes and more, all in one spot. Get it all sent to your phone. You have to text this number, or text the word Valentine rather, to this number, 216-344-3300. Don't call it, text Valentine to that number.
Well, coming up for us here on What's New, The Buccaneers aren't the only ones who won last night. We're going to show you some of the memes from the big game that are winning online.
Then in our Show Us Something Good, I love this story, Betsy. A teacher takes his stimulus check and uses it to help a complete stranger. We're going to tell you what he did with the money when we come right back.
All right, everybody, it's time to see what's clicking in Cleveland. For that, of course, we turn to our digital anchor, Stephanie Haney, who joins us now from home. Stephanie, boy, it was so good yesterday with all that Super Bowl extravaganza going on. We didn't have the Browns, but we did have a pilot in the B-2 bomber. That was super cool. So we were represented.
We did. We were well represented. I'm going to tell you about another Northeast Ohio native who was on the field on Super Bowl 55. I'm talking about Susie Dorner. She's an ICU nurse in Tampa, and she's a 2008 graduate of Revere Local Schools in Summit County. And she was one of 3 honorary captains for the coin toss on Sunday. A huge thank you to Susie and all of our frontline workers keeping us safe. Later in the game, the Weeknd's halftime performance became the meme moment of the night. It wasn't the wardrobe or the dance moves this year, it was the Weeknd's extreme close-up in a hall of mirrors. People made jokes about him showing the POV of pizza rolls looking at them from the microwave, or what it looks like when your toddler tries to FaceTime. And my favorite, when you accidentally turn the camera on in a Zoom, or the reverse cam on your phone. I know that we have all been there. And if the commercials are more your thing, we have every single one that aired during the Super Bowl up on WKYC.com. A few of the highlights include Dan Levy from the TV show Schitt's Creek showing us how to apologize with M&Ms. There was a flat Stanley version of Matthew McConaughey bouncing back to life with Doritos 3D. And this might be the most important one. Mountain Dew was promoting its new Major Melon flavor with a $1 million prize for the first person to tweet them with the correct number of Major Melon bottles in this ad that you see here with John Cena and those bottles flying everywhere. For the rules, check out the Twitter account @Mountain Dew. Now, aside from the chance to win $1 million, I think my favorite was that T-Mobile ad with Tom Brady and Gronk, where it's a bad connection that lands them both in Tampa. Betsy, were there any commercials that particularly caught your eye?
I like the Matthew McConaughey one when he started to get sucked into the room, but my mom was like, oh, so that was kind of fun. The whole family got to enjoy it.
That was
Stephanie,
a good one.
Thank you so much. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Next on What's New, a teacher used his stimulus check to help someone who really needed it. We have this incredible act of kindness. It's our Show Us Something Good, and it's after the break.
Then coming up on What Matters Most at 6, helping the homeless. It's very important this time of the year, of course, as temperatures get colder. We'll have more.
No. Hey, mic check, 1, 2, 3. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Mic check. I mean, they didn't bite.
Hey, Al, testing 1, 2, 3, 4. The process could take as long as 3 weeks. Convict the former.
Mic check, Monica. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello, hello, hello. You got me?
Well, this week, our Save Our Sauce campaign takes us to Ohio City, where one of the most renowned spots is Larder Deli and Bakery. Their Eastern European offerings have nominated them for a James Beard Award twice. They also have a little grocery store in there offering everything from flour and sugar to milk and produce. Visit WKYC.com for a full list of great restaurants in this neighborhood from our Doug Tratner, and there are a lot. And today's Show Us Something Good comes from Texas. A teacher there decided to use his stimulus check to help others. Ivan Loza went to downtown Dallas and ended up meeting Mac, who's homeless.
Betsy, he used his check to get Mac whatever he wanted. They went shopping. Mac decided to get his hair cut. He bought a hot meal and even a hotel room. Mac has been sleeping on the street for more than a year. It's a day neither will forget anytime soon.
Hearing him speak all day and seeing his emotions, his mind go through all this, because to him too it was like, wow, there's like good people everywhere.
Now, Ivan said documenting the day wasn't to pat himself on the back. He had a better reason for doing it. He wants to tap others on the shoulder. He's asking anyone who can afford to do so, reach out and help those in need. He also plans to do 27 acts of kindness for his 27th birthday.
And what a fantastic role model for his students.
Absolutely.
Great. All right. Well, that wraps up our Monday edition of What's New, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hope you join us again tomorrow at 5. What Matters Most.